Sometimes being a professed Christian is kind of hard, because everyone likes to come right up to your face and tell you exactly why you're wrong, but also it's hard, especially in these times, to know where the Bible stands on certain social issues. Well, you no longer need to wonder, so what does the Bible say about actually doing good works? I want to talk about good works. However, you can't do works without stepping out of your comfort zone. Things that give you and me angst are things that are outside of our comfort zones. These things can range from talking to someone you don't know or trying a super spicy food that everybody says isn't that bad, but you know it's that bad because they just want to get you to try it. But the reality is our comfort zone stops us from spreading the word. The first thing to understand is that if you accept Jesus as your Lord, you are saved. You can go to heaven. It's all good. However, when Jesus is really in your heart, you'll find that wanting to act like Him, this is the Holy Spirit, of course, and acting like Jesus will make God extremely happy. This is because faith is a verb, not an adjective. It's alive. Remember James 2:14? What good is it, dear brothers and sisters, if you say you have faith, but don't show it by your actions? Can that kind of faith save anyone? The answer to that, by the way, is no. If everyone had the attitude of, well, I'm saved, that's good enough, well, then nobody else would ever be saved because they would never be shown Jesus. I mean, that's like being a doctor and seeing some sick guy come in with a stake through the heart. I don't know what that has to do with him being sick, but that just adds to it, and you go, oh, dude, I hope you feel better. If you have an answer that would help someone, why wouldn't you give it? Well, I know why, because you're being a jerk. James 2:17. So you see, faith by itself isn't good enough. Unless it produces good deeds, it is dead and useless. And that can pertain to really any certain type of knowledge. If you know something to be true but let someone else believe a lie, then what good is your knowledge? Unless you're a jerk, in which case that makes sense. I'm looking at you, Abracadabra from Flash Season 3. See, God calls us to have faith and works. Do you still not believe me? Well, take a look at the entirety of Hebrews 11. Seriously, they just listicle everything in the Old Testament and how only through their faith did they earn a good reputation and do God's work, which is straight from Hebrews 11:2. God, unlike me, likes a challenge. If you want proof, read all of Exodus. And also, James gives us two examples, Abraham and Isaac, and Rahab the prostitute. Here's a brief description of both. As told in Genesis 22, Abraham was told to sacrifice Isaac, his only son, whom God gave Abraham and his wife Sarah, even though they were too old to conceive. So Abraham went up to the mountain, and his son was prepared an altar to sacrifice him, and right before he did, an angel appeared and told him to sacrifice a lamb instead that appeared at that time. Tangent, that mountain is believed to be Golgotha, which is the mountain Jesus was crucified on, which is kind of a parallel if you think about it, I wonder if that was on accident. Whoa. And in Joshua 2, Rahab gives spies that were sent by Joshua a place to stay while they spied on Jericho. Both instances were examples of people stepping out of their comfort zones and performing actions based on their faith. So you see, we are shown to be right with God by what we do, not by faith alone. And no, that wasn't just an excellent quote by me, but it was actually from James 2:24. Shoot, no, this side. Sorry. Yeah, okay, get out of here. I love doing that, and I look so cool when I do it. See, what we do is visible. It's tangible. It can be shown to others. These visible acts of obedience to the Holy Spirit please God far more than faith ever will. Not saying that faith doesn't please God, but you know what I mean. It spreads the word a lot better, so yeah. End Time Ministries puts it as, there can be no doubt that we as Christians have an essential duty to fulfill on earth, and that duty is to spread the word. Jesus tells us to go and spread the word. He calls us out of our comfort zones. If you believe the Bible exists, then you must believe the Great Commission is what to live your life by. Hey, what's the Great Commission? What's the Great Commission? Well, let me tell you. Matthew 28:19 through 20. Therefore, go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So, boom! Any argument you can make to not spread the word is broken with literally one verse. So get out of your comfort zone. Boom shakalaka. Point at the camera so much, hope it didn't go out of focus. Fact. When we step out of our comfort zones, we step into God's. We step into His control. Jesus could literally take the wheel. When we listen to what God says and we do it, then we're all good. But as James 4:17 says, remember, it is a sin to know what you ought to do and then not do it. There's always a million reasons to not do something, as Satan likes to remind us. But the one real reason to do something stems from your desire to share what you know with another. So what was my act of random kindness? This week's was a little bit different for me because it's kind of a long process that I'm getting myself through. I'm trying to be nice to other people, which is so hard because some people are just, I don't want to be nice to them, you know, because some people just, you know, but I find that other people, and I've learned this especially this week, other people have problems that I don't know about. And you don't know what they're going through at the time, so you can't be angry at them for being annoying. Because they are, and they are annoying, and we all know it, but we can't allow ourselves to, you know, focus on that. So what I'm trying to do is every time I want to just go, whoo, you're annoying, and walk away, I find myself praying, saying, God, please don't make me freak out on this person because I feel like I'm about to. And that usually works. However, of course, I'm still getting better at it. I just started it this week through a certain set of circumstances with one of my sort of friends, and I'm trying to, you know, bridge that gap that I've created. So, bear with me. Maybe I'll tell you how it went next week. Yeah, next week. Yeah, I'm sorry. Whew, tired. Thanks for watching, and I'm glad this topic wasn't too abortion-y, because it was so much more fun to talk about this, you have no idea. So if you found this episode intriguing and you want to go see more, go ahead and hit subscribe so you'll be immediately notified for when the next video comes out, or you can just go over to my page and watch the others that are already up. And I stuttered when I said others, I was like, And last month, I started a thing called the Action of the Week, where we as Christians go out and do some act of random kindness, which is a reference to Evan Almighty. I'll be doing it as you saw, and I hope you will too, and you can comment on next week's video and tell me all about the good work that you've done. God bless, and may the Force be with you. Sometimes being a professed Christian is kind of hard, you know, because... Wow, right out the gate with a mess up like that. Alright. What the heck? I don't have to put that in there. Good lord, they're watching The Walking Dead out there, and I can just hear the... Alright, whatever. Do you still not believe me? Oh boy, I got some facts to fact you up. I wonder if that borderline's being risque. Duty. I need a life. Alright, cool. Whoop. That was dumb.